Didn't think we'd be lucky enough with the Reddit to work straight off the bat today. But here we are. Crystal tones, sacred sound of the soul. Hi Shan. I like your username, friend. I'm uber curious because I'm very much, I guess, that you would know that, into stuff. This is Ryan. Okay, it makes a lot sense. That's the first thing that I thought, brother Ryan. And I was like, who is this new individual who has crystal tones, sacred sounds of the soul? And as soon as I read the soul, I was like, oh yeah. Here we are. Okay, my Reddit stream for some reason was like, nah, fam. Go live? Nah. Can't help you with that, fam. We'll be back. Yassi Bobassi. Don't tell me that, Reddit. We'll be back soon. No Arpan. I'm happy that this is already happening because it feels like it's a perfect segue for the topic we're going to talk about today. Paranoia versus pronoia. Especially, and we've talked about paranoia and pronoia, but especially today in context of other individuals. You know, how, let's see, it's gonna work? Yes. No. Not just yet. Thank you, Brother Ryan, for joining us. I'll read us something we're saying on the YouTube. There's no use waiting until the Reddit is actually live. Maybe we'll read another thing we're saying when the Reddit is actually live. Stop and say, it is very good. Look at everything in your life and look at it from a place of awe. Own it as self-created. Even the paranoid moments. Maybe even especially the paranoid moments. There we go. Second failure. Third failure is the charm, right? Maybe the seventh failure we've learned last time. I'm gonna try for the third time on Arpan itself. And then I'm not gonna try anymore. It's kind of funny. We have one of the mods who usually posts like a funny GIF type thing that tells you, oh yeah, Arpan, the actual Arpan network is going to be opening up again. So I hope that it actually is open. Please. I haven't been able to stream on Arpan itself for like, I think 3 weeks now. It just doesn't work. This time, I'm sure. Shannon and Nan and her sweet Tamara, Ryfran and Meldman, love to use. Love to you too. Thank you, Siobhan, for joining us. Okay, yeah, no, it's still failing. Okay, there it goes. Properly failing. I'm going to try on the Haywire Heel. Let's see if the Haywire Heel would have me instead. Skiw-wow, skibop-de-boo, 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 skabop. It is good. It is good. This moment, this feeling is, after all, self-created. I'm on the black screen where it doesn't give me the communities anymore. Let's see, come on, give me the oh, yeah. Going straight to the Haywire Hill. It's gonna work, I'm sure. Haywire Hill, have me, please. Oh, please, Haywire. No. Not just yet. Arpan doesn't want to obey. Good morning, loves. Sometimes it is like that, isn't it, Maxine? Yesterday it was perfect. So today we have to contrast it with it. Was yesterday perfect? No. Day before that, I think, we went perfect. It do be like that sometimes, though. We have a glass of Hermes Plur poured. We have the bong of life, standing and waiting. We have 2 different nugs of marijuanas crushed into the same little fine bowl container. So we're going to be communing with more than one marijuana plant today. That's nice. It's so funny. Okay, 5th time's the charm. Gonna go for the fifth time. Tuning, 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 tuned. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I believe we're live on the Reddit. So I'll say indeed and greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me, Mariah. I haven't read your newest messages yet, but I'm curious. Curious. I'm super curious, actually. I'm curious in the context of wanting to know what it is and how the reflection is, but I was not curious enough to see that reflection before the stream today. Well, I don't know if curiosity was the problem, just time, really. But thank you for joining us right now, Mariah. What a pleasure to see you. We have the Goo joining us as well. I'll have you know, Gob. I'll say Gob, out of uber respect for you. But my very first best friend I ever had in high school had the same name as you. How about that? What do you think about that? Hey, the Reddit is live. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for the live Reddit. And technically, it did only go live when you showed up, Gob. So, I mean, that's how it works. You schmexy, you schmexy. Sofa, sofa, sofa. You schmexy, friend. Thank you. Thank you for that. Like, I feel I needed it more today than most days. I got to have a cool chat this morning with Slavdan Anda. What a cool person. what a basic person. And one of the things that she kind of taught me is tell your friends that they're desirable, you know, as like a message that she was teaching me today. She wasn't teaching me like, hey Mel, I'm gonna sit you down and teach you something. But that is the lesson she taught me today is make sure your friends know that they're desirable. And it doesn't have to be in a sexual way. It can be in a sexual way, surely. But just tell them that you want to spend time with them. Tell them that you like them. Tell them that you appreciate their energy. Tell them that you want to be around them. Tell them they schmexy. Thank you, Sofa, 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 for being such a schmexy individual yourself. 177 friends watching right now. How about that? Easy Zoom docs. At least I'm not doxing you, Dave. Ah! I'm not a fan of my Christian birth slave name. Welcome to my life, Goo. I'm not really either, dude. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just painfully aware of all of the things I've been and all of the ways I've experienced, as that name. And now we get to choose our own names. We get to be Gob and Melt. Thank you. I'm happy that you like. Slav is a Tasmanian queen. Yes, she is. Sofa, sofa, sofa. That person is quite something, dude. Like I don't think I've ever met a person like Slav. Not the way that she is. Like goodness, such a real person. Not saying that any of you friends aren't as real, but Slav has like a whole other level of savagery. I don't know if savagery is the right word. Gonna melt my gums. Can I tell you something, Gob? Like you are without doubt my biggest inspiration right now to stop smoking marijuana. Kind of look up to you, dude. I mean, I don't. Trips out about giving away. Unreal, the amazing people here on Reddit. You, Sofa, Sofa, Sofa. You're one of the amazing people on Reddit. Hell yes, telling me I have a nice bong, being one of the amazing people on Reddit. Like the only reason we found one another is because we are amazing individuals ourselves. So I'd like to respect you, and I'd like to see you for that. It's been 5 weeks. You see, Gob. That's inspiring, dude. I do plan on going for the entire October again. I think this time I don't want to go back to caffeine. More than not going back to marijuana, I don't want to go back to caffeine. Like caffeine is actually the drug I have a problem with right now. Right? Like if I had a coffee in my hand this whole time, I would have taken 6 sips of coffee by now. But I haven't taken a single sip of my bong, so where's the real addiction? Hello, homies. Look who it is. It's the Rambler joining us. So nice to have you here, beloved friend. We're gonna dance today, so thank you again. Congratulations. It's pretty cool. I've occasionally puffed when I'm playing music with friends, but I got too high. Yeah, that's the caveat, and I feel it's the same thing with caffeine. Weirdly enough, Gob, it really is. Where if you haven't drank caffeine for 5 weeks and you have a strong made cup of coffee, you feel wired out of your mind, dude. Like it's an actual drug. It's an actual drug, but we just consume it so much that we've become desensitized, including marijuana. You're not really supposed to sip your bong. Oh yeah, drinks my bong water more. You mean I've been drinking bong water this whole time and I wasn't supposed to? No, friend. Thank you, Deltaroid. I appreciate you joining us. What a cool thing that is to say. Yeah, I think it would be extremely concerning if Melt starts drinking his bong water. Just like casually sips on the bong water. Is like, is he actually doing that? Why? Why? Welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm your host, Meltmore. Yeah. Wow. Good crack energy. I like your shirt a lot. It's very colorful. I mean, it's black and green, and there's like small little. I don't know what these flowers are supposed to be called. But thank you, friend. I feel the scarf is definitely helping for the colors. This is a gift from a friend. This was the first scarf I ever received. The very first scarf. You can see it's like this is what happens to these scarves when I dance with them for extended periods of time. I've like literally tied it to itself so it doesn't continue ripping even deeper. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if this side is as bad. I don't think so, because yeah, and it also has a pair there though. Extreme whipping. We'll whip the scarf a little bit more today. Is it cold? Is this a green screen behind you? Yes, and I want to say yes as a joke, but no. This is in fact not a green screen. IRL Grognak. I don't know if Grognak is who I think he is. Is Grognak that stone character from the Thor movie? Very polite Thor monster. Very polite rock monster, excuse me. Once you sip your bong, you won't need no more coffee, my G. I'm just imagining someone reading those words and being like, "What? I can replace coffee for bong water?" And then that they just start doing that. Bong water provides you all your necessary vitamins and nutrition. Please close your ears. No, 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 don't say anything. Uh, Grognak the Barbarian. No, it isn't. Okay, I'm sorry. What is that dude's name? I don't know why it kind of brought me back to that. Grognak the Barbarian. Are you the Barbarian? Or was Grognak an actual barbarian at some point? Thanks, Rambler and Sofa. Thank you, God. Just for being in this moment with us, dude. So that we can share some love with you. No more need more cowbell. I feel like I'm stronking right now. It's not by Grathar's hammer. No, it's a comic. What is actually happening right now? I feel kind of good about it because this kind of again segues me into today's stream topic. So we'll light this with the intention of tuning into pronoia, not paranoia, but pronoia, the belief that instead of the universe being out to get us, the universe is out to support us. So to being supported by the universe, actually. Ow! Okay. Yes, sir. Weird stuff going on. You're telling me, dude. Armius player. Love is true. Melt more. So, paranoia versus pronoia. It's this show called Mr. Robot, and it's basically about this particularly eccentric person who is a hacker slash programmer who has this knack where he hacks every single person that is in his vicinity. I feel that should be the word I should say. In his vicinity, people that he's close to. And he hacks everybody in order to know all of their dirty secrets, to know what, makes them tick, to know what is their malware as a word that he uses as well, to find out what's wrong with them and then to use what's wrong with them, maybe against them. And the show is very riveting in the way where it kind of plays on the mental side of what craziness, actual craziness could look like. Not does look like, but could look like. And it makes you ask a bunch of questions. It shows you, again, parts of society, parts of this world that might be a little bit difficult to stomach. And there was this scene where he meets with a high level individual. I don't want to give too much away if you actually want to watch it. But he meets this high level individual, and this individual is very peculiar with her time, extremely peculiar with her time, to the point where she walks into a room, tells him, like, he walks into a room, her watch beeps, tells him that that beeps on every single minute. And he has 3 minutes to actually show name again, Mr. Robot, Agent Be Polite. Thank you for asking, friend. And like he has three beeps, and he's basically like rambling, trying to talk to her, trying to get the information out of her slash to her. And afterwards, she tells him he has a certain amount of hours to get something done. And if it's not done in those certain amount of hours, then it's not going to happen at all. And the show has this internal monologue of the main character that feels very relatable and very aware, I think is the right word. And within this relatable awareness, he basically talks about paranoia and how we are all technically paranoid about one thing or another, about our health, about the economy, about where the world is going, about power struggles, about who we are as people, who we want to be as people, na 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 na. Like there are these underlying tensions, insecurities, paranoias that we're trying to work on. And time is one of them, where we have as a society grown paranoid of time, while at the same time understanding infinity with more and more depth, we have become more and more attached to our time. And rightly so as well, because time is, in fact, the only limited resource that we have. It's the one thing that gets close to finite within the infinite. So, bringing it around back to this understanding that we can become trapped in each other's paranoias. And that might be why we avoid spending time with people. And again, not saying that that is a bad thing, that is a good thing, but just bringing it into our awareness as something that could be. And if it is, what does that mean? What can we do about it? So within this paranoia that we almost tune into with other people, you can kind of think about it in this perspective of if you're around people that are paranoid about the economy, right? And that is all they're talking about. That's all they have on their heads. That's all they're perpetuating in their existence. You being in existence with them, maybe in the same room, for example, sitting around the same table, having a conversation, for example, you are instantly going to almost become encapsulated, trapped in this person's paranoia, this person's world of, oh, scarcity, oh, things are going to be so bad, oh, and then you get that way as well. And it is much easier for us to cultivate a sense of calm, a sense of genuine energy when we're spending time with just ourselves instead of tuning into other people's paranoias. And I feel in this community, and I might be biased. I think I probably am. I might be pro-noyad. I don't know if that word works in that way, right? I'm not paranoid, I'm pronoid. Yes. I'm extremely pronoid about this space in the way where if we're sharing paranoias with one another, we're sharing paranoias of imagine how beautiful the world is going to be. Imagine what we can do in the future with what we're doing right now already. Imagine how much more people we can help. Imagine how many lives we can touch. Imagine how many food banks we can open. One of the things that I've been manifesting on stream and in my personal life is enough abundance to feed the world. And initially, that meant to me enough abundance to literally feed every single person in the world. And it was a little bit hard for my mind to really tune into that manifestation. And then I had this moment. I don't even know. I think it was even a conversation with a friend. But from this moment, this idea, this understanding arise that instead of feeding every single person, having enough abundance to feed every single person in the world, it starts with opening an essential store where it sells the essentials, the things you need in day to day to continue living. Electronics might not be as essential, but water, food to eat, stuff like that. An essential store. And then if you need the essentials, if you don't have the essentials, you walk into the store and you get yourself essentials at the essential store. Not I'm gonna go and buy something. I'm gonna go and get some essentials. Not I'm gonna go and buy myself the newest, iPhone 44. I'm gonna go and get myself, the medicine that I need, for example. And that is what it now means to me. Enough abundance to feed the world in a way where we can start doing things like that. And to imagine only something that small, right? Like that is small in comparison to what we can do. But it's tangible in a way where my mind can actually start to plan on it. It can be a smaller room or smaller environment for me to be paranoid in, right? Like if you imagine walking into a room and this room is 1 meter by 1 meter, suddenly there's going to be paranoia in the amount of space you have in that room. Then you walk into a room that is 10 meters by 10 meters, completely whited out, maybe not whited out completely, like white walls and then panels of white light, above. So you can see the room, you can feel yourself in the room, 10 meters by 10 meters, up and down as well. That's going to be a pretty big room. Now, scale that room into the infinite, right? Now, suddenly, there's a lot more to be paranoid about than there would be in the 10 by 10 meter room because you can kind of see in that field. And there's things to be paranoid about in the restrictive, like there's no room for you to move. This is the only thing you can do. But then within the complete super expansiveness, infinity to every direction, there is again then that sense of lostness. But still, you are the one that gets to choose. You are the one in the center of every single one of those experiences, tied up into the room, into the bigger room, and into the ever expanding room. But as soon as we can kind of build rooms in our own heads for ideas, for understandings, for creative pursuits, it makes it a little bit easier to take actionable steps, right? To get people excited instead of paranoid. At least that's what I've been thinking about. What do you friends think about that idea? I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool, and I feel like that type of experience, this experience we're having right now, in fact, is the only reason I still allow myself to watch content or entertainment, right? Like there's a part of myself that wants to be so judgeful of that part of myself that wants to watch something. And then I get to have feelings like this, experiences like this, hearing something, seeing a dilemma kind of unfold in front of me. And it allows me to experience my own life experience with more depth. It's like almost like a psychedelic trip, but only our computers have become that. We can cause people paranoia, pronoia from across the world now. You don't even have to be in the same room as me because now our room is connected directly to infinity. And we can construct within that infinity. In the same way that we are right now, but only now we're gonna build with light. We are building with light right now. Literally. I love you, Fred, so much. Thank you for joining me, for spending some time in this feeling, in this conversation. Melty, is that a fire pit behind you on the right? Yes, it is. Maxine, we should make a bonfire soon. It is the 8th month. It will soon be the 8th day. 8822. Infinity, infinity on the year 22. I think a bonfire would be a vibe. That wood that is next to the bonfire as well. Let me see if I can show you Reddit friends a little bit better. That wood is that tree. So it would be quite symbolic, I feel. Easy, guys. I put my pants on just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Bruce Dickinson. Except when my pants are on, I make gold records. I like that. I do like that. It's kind of, it's kind of both. You know, it's an acknowledgement of exactly what needs to happen, right? Sure, he puts his pants on like all of us, but more so the fact that that's where we start. You put your pants on, you start showing up in your day. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes we need to stay in bed, rest. But for what we are paranoid about, let's try and make it something good. Let's try and make it the best. Easy, guys. Mr. Robot is cool. It's pretty cool. Me too. The homestead I'm manifesting has a huge organic garden that I can donate food to others. Yes, Maxine. Doesn't that sound amazing? Doesn't that just sound like an absolute blessing? Being able to give people homegrown food, right? Instead of this person eating something coming from somewhere, having been on some truck, harvested by some machine or potentially person, and then put in a tray, and then put on a bigger tray, and then put on a bigger tray, right? Like you actually get to give someone something that you manifested with your hands. That's why I feel like rolling people joints of the weed that I've grown is something so surreal to me. Like I feel people don't realize how significant it is to me that they're smoking something that I've grown on this planet. But to me, it's more the understanding that I actually know. Some drops are falling on me. I actually know what they're putting in their body and where it's coming from. Where most of the things we actively put into our body from a day-to-day basis, we don't know where it's coming from. You know, like the water that we're drinking. Like I know this water came from a pipe that runs all the way to a borehole pump that drops down into the ground and sucks water from underneath. So I have that as a major loop coming to this glass right now. Then city systems, they take water everywhere and it's so beautifully intricate. But it's like a fractal. It's like a fractal of water that literally expands throughout the entire like city and the buildings, you know, it's essential for human life after all. It is surreal. But we don't know where it's coming from at this point. You know, it's almost like ethereal. And it's the same for our food. It's the same for the things we drink. It's the same for, you know, people like that buy cigarettes. Like, sure, you buy this little box, but all of the fractals of where that thing was, where it came from, is almost like lost to you. And I believe that there is a genuine sense of beauty in kind of exploring those fractals, finding for yourself more of those fractals in the things that you don't know, and you can make the things that you don't know more significant in doing that. But just being able to give something, being able to give someone something that I actually know the full fractal of where it came from. It's a blessing. It is a blessing, you know, and you can do the same thing with art, right? Like making someone something. Like Christian, my mom letting you know, a printing company print his poem and put it on a canvas and being able to give that to him as a gift. I've never, and we got to see that together, right, on stream. I don't think I've ever seen someone that happy to receive something. I'm still melting just picturing him receiving that gift. We get to create crazy experiences in this world. Create beautiful ones, friend. Create the beautiful ones. Happy Smile Seeker! So nice to have you, friend. Talking about beautiful experience creators. Happy Smile Seeker comes in. Meltmore Essential Store now featuring the fabulous scarves. I'm trying to think about some sort of gimmick to get the fabulous scarves actually as a thing, dude. What gimmick? Like if you use the essential store and then you actually have capital to give back to the essential store, you get a scarf. You get a scarf that is uber rare and instantly deifies you as a giver to society. Is deify the right word? Identifies? Again, labels. Then it's gonna become a fucking human beings. Yes. It's what we are though. Morning. Thank you for joining us and for saying love. Maxine. Bonfires are total vibes. They really are. They really are. Especially since we're gonna make a bonfire again, knowing exactly where the wood came from, right? That like the wood that is going to be burning in the bonfire has been in multiple streams, hundreds of streams probably, peaking, looking, fractaling into the stream, and now it's gonna get burned. Yeah, everything to infinity and beyond. Meltmore, literally, sofa. And the thing is, you know what the crazy part is? How long is infinity? Take a breath and release it. That is forever, friend. That is infinity. And the crazy part is, we are actively oscillating in that infinity. Separating ourselves into pride, super belief of self ability, separating so far from the initial source, believing that you are even better than initial source, and then coming around, remembering your source. And then forgetting that source again, maybe like from a pulling away perspective, believing you're not worthy of that, and then living in separation and fear. Oh, what if I'm not loved? And then coming back to source and being here and feeling this, and then being like, oh, whoa, whoa. And then coming back to to infinity and beyond. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. All we can do is be present with it. Watch it. Watch it as it goes back and forth. Just woke up, snuggled up in bed, starting my day with you, Melt, and all of you wonderful people. Jasmine, what a genuine honor to hear words like that. You know, like I feel, especially since I'm getting emotional. I really take my mornings seriously. I won't touch my cell phone before saying thank you for four things. I refuse. I literally refuse to like even touch my cell phone. I say thank you for water. I say thank you for earth. I say thank you for air, and I say thank you for fire. And I it's so funny to me because I'm like slacking in that. So the nightly ritual is like a full intentional with a meditation where I have a little cup of water and I light a stick of Palo Santo. Like it's been Palo Santo pretty much every night for the last 2 weeks almost. And it's this beautiful process of like acknowledging each one of these elements, acknowledging myself as the earth, and then of course breath is the air. But in the mornings, because I refuse to touch my cell phone before I say my thank yous, I I swallow, first thing in the morning, thanking water for that. I touch myself. I was just like, yeah, body, yes, thank you, Earth. And then I open my eyes and I see the light in my environment, and I thank fire, the sun for that, and then I I thank the air as I breathe. But it's almost like a speed run of saying thank you. So again, like a paranoia that I've gotten myself into, and now I'm watching myself being paranoid about my paranoia. Mm. So, Jasmine, what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way is the fact that you're willing to spend some time in this space with what we try to share, with the ideas we try to feel, with the hope we have for the future, thinking about it in that context of doing something important to you in the morning, that benefits you in the long run, benefits your understanding, your experience of the whole. It means the world to me. I see you. Thank you for seeing me, friend. So nice to have you here. So, history of mankind is like a fractal. Everything is like a fractal silver exercise, but that is just because my mind is either completely together or 100% scrambled. You know, and I'm still trying to figure it out as well. Ultimate duality, friend. You as a being, masculine and feminine, angry and soft, capable of murder and love. What a spectrum. What a spectrum. You get to choose. You get to choose which one you want to be. And I feel this might be a naive, self-righteous, even pompous, even a bias, but I feel some people don't know they have a choice. I didn't know I had a choice at one point in my life. Like during the teenage years, I feel anger was easy. Anger was easy because I didn't feel loved. Not realizing that I'm the one that's supposed to be the love. That you can't receive anything that you aren't. Murder? That escalated quickly. I mean, a part animator, we're capable of it. We're capable. So nice to have you here, Joey. Thank you for joining me, Fred. Thank you for joining me. Sometimes, memento mori. We have to kind of like reflect on all sides of our humanity so that we can remember who we want to be. Melt more scarves, smell of pungent theories of thinking. Yes, you put it on like you put it on yourself, and then suddenly, zoom, you're just propelled. Straight up. Maybe like I wanted to go extreme, but let's go minimal. 11-second DMT trip, and then you come back and you're like, oh. Hmm. Just dropped off my boys. Slimy Sleeve says, feed the dogs, cats, watered the garden. Now I've got an hour of downtime. What to do? Time to feel the present moment. I'm feeling the present moment with you. I find your your username very interesting. I'll call you SS. I think SS sounds kind of nice. Yes. Are you okay with that? It's nice to have you, SS. Thank you for taking care of your voice, friend. Yeah. Morning, animator. Thank you for the love. Maxine Skogar Vorduren. Interesting username as well. Hi to you. It's nice to have you here. SS. Don't take annex. Yeah, I guess. I guess when I see it written, now suddenly it has a whole new meaning. Thank you, friend. I slimy, slimy sleeve is too much for me to say, dude. Those words. I'm a picture person. I cannot. You can. I unity and separateness. And cannot separateness. Only unity. So the words come with all of the unity. It's too much for me. Looking stressed, my friend. Sending you love and good juju. I'm not. I'm feeling stressed. Actually, jumping Jumanji. I've had an eye twitch for the last week. Maybe for the last week and a half at this point. And I got to meditate today for like 40 minutes. And close to like the 30-minute mark, my eyes stopped twitching. And it felt like nirvana. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. I just spent some time with myself and it helped a lot. So I am stressed. I'm not stressed in a things are bad way. I'm just stressed in a things are a lot right now way. You know, like there's a lot going on within the realm of the mental right now. It's quite yeah, it's quite extreme. But I'm staying present. I'm not running away. Especially when you spend time with yourself, you realize within that stillness, everything else. Right, that got dark quick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to be dark, friends. Just we're going for SS works for me. Cool, Fred. Thank you. I'm happy that you feel it. SS is right. I cherish these brief interactions and fellowship, and we cherish you, Jump and Jack Jumanji. Thank you. I can see the contemplation. I can visualize paths of letting go, coming back to the now. Lol, like when a kid wipes his nose on a sleeve. Yes, exactly like that. Gross kids. I mean, Gob, you were a kid once, so you were a kid once. What gross things did we do as kids? Oh goodness. I'm sorry to be revisiting all of these memories we have. Yes. Oh, it even gives me goosebumps. Look at that. So many stuff. Man, kids, yo. We just don't really have any bias. We have no paranoias, right? Things just are. Oh, I just sneezed into my hand. Guess I'm gonna wipe it on the wall or something. You know, there's no shame. As a kid. Uh thank God you got a haircut. Looks great. That's one of those what you said type of moments. Yes, my hair is cut, in fact. 100%. Thank you. Burrow junkie. Love you too, friend. Hi, Melt. I woke up in time to find you. And here we are, Greg, having this moment. Thank you for joining me, friend. How are you doing? How's life been treating you? I just got out of a dark moment. We are human. It's nice to see the vulnerability, and I appreciate you sharing it. You are so loved, friend. Thank you for being here with me. You can only see that which you know you're capable of, that which you are. So I appreciate you seeing me. I see you too, beloved friend. Thank you. You want to tell us about your dark moment? We can be here for you. You can unburden yourself if you want to. It's okay to feel heavy, friend. It's okay to not carry the weight all the time. I know. That's what I mean. Like, I literally call myself Meltmore for that reason, friend. All of that tension, all of that holding on to things, Meltmore. But it's not always easy. You know, that's why I need ceaseless reminding every single day, reminding myself, hey, oh, relax. Relax, dude. You want to die? Working yourself to death? No, relax. Calm down. Hey, Mrs. Rain, I'm gonna put my thanks. Oh, Puppy. No, now Puppy is like, yeah, I want to come and sit on the laps. Yes, this is the time to lapse it. Exactly when you hide all of your things. I think I can still hide the things plus the lapse it there. Nice. As a kid, I was a piece of shit. 100% me too, Gob. Like an absolute animal. Like I needed to be locked in a cage, you know. So, I needed to be locked in a cage and given books. That I, like looking back, what I think would be good for myself if I could parent myself, lock me in a cage, and just like keep throwing books in there. Maybe eventually you'll get them right. I mean, I was reading as a kid, fortunately. That is something I did pride myself in. partially because my mom, you know, drilled reading into me. I'm dyslexic. I switch letters, you know, like I read things backwards, and then my brain has to flip it again for me to actually read the word as it is. It's been brutal. We were actually joking about that last night, talking about the family thing. So my mom was so brutal with me trying to teach me how to read because I would read a word and then I would say it the exact opposite way that it was, spelled, like the reverse of it, and it would drive her insane until we went for tests, and these tests confirmed something, and then they kind of gave me a mental plan how to get fixed with that, and my mom took me to this sound healing lady that had these uh, specialized high fidelity earphones with these frequency tuners, and it like put frequencies in my ears for like 40 minutes at a time. And I feel like that was probably my first exposure of meditation, weirdly enough. How wild. I'm only now recognizing that. Cool. Memories, right? And I don't know if it helped, but I guess I can read good now. I mean, that's relative, but yeah, I can read fine. I can read a recipe. I can read instructions. I find it interesting how difficult self-love can be and how easy it can be to put oneself down. To say things about yourself you would not let others say about you, and how negative of a space that can put you in, leading to anger. I feel like the thing is, the reason we do that, Jasmine, is because we know what to say as well, to do the most damage. And I feel like, again, Jovan has a beautiful, way of saying it, imposter monster. Literally this part of yourself that is bent on convincing you you're not all that. You're not that I am. You're not that space within which everything is contained. No, you are just this small fleshy sack, soon to die on planet Earth. That's what your imposter monster, your ego demon, right? Like your ego has a persona that it tries to personify to the outside world, and then it does whatever it can. It will resort to using monsters to ensure its existence. Because if there are monsters that you're fighting, you are fighting monsters. It's a separation mentality of I am this and these are not me. These are things that I'm not, right? A separation, a imposter syndrome feeling when not realizing you're the unity. You are the all-containing I consciousness in this moment. Ajimash. Leave me down. We have Lane. How's it going today? So nice. So nice to have you here at the bed. It's going well. I'm feeling pronoia. I have a strong sense that the universe is in support of us. Do you ever feel like a kid anymore, Mel? I feel like a kid every day, fortunately. SS. Every single day, I feel like a kid. But I'm doing it on purpose. It's not like I just feel that way. I have to go and be a kid, almost. How about you, friend? I was a wild child. I can only imagine Maxine, like a straight up explorer. Gave the coin gift. Thank you for that, Greg. How nice of you, friend. I appreciate the love. I accidentally got drunk when I was 13. Mm, the first time I ever got drunk was, I think, as a 14-year-old at friends of mine's house. Was it Heinrich? No. Was it Quintus? Man, I actually unironically can't remember. I definitely didn't get blackout drunk, but I can't remember the first time I ever drank. Cool. You cool. Zero. Raised by a narcissist among older brothers that assimilated that narcissism and engaged in a trickle down bullying economics from the oldest down to me, the youngest. Yo, Gob. You know what's horrible, dude? In my early teenage life, me and my younger brother, Rudo, was, I feel, emotionally mean to my little brother as well. He was very emotional, and he would cry about things. And it was that, I think it was 100% narcissism, where it's like, oh, yeah, you're not a man if you cry about things. And the amount of damage that did, like we're still working on it. I actively talked to him about that, where he shared with me that the amount of resentment he had for me, for the person that I used to be, the hurtful things that, not even the hurtful things I would say, but the disregard for emotional expression, trickle down economics, bullying economics, because we felt a sense of separation, a sense of unworthiness as well in ourselves. And I've seen this family change, Gob. Thank you, Brother Bear, for like bringing some more awareness to my mind as well. I can't tell you how much I love you, dude. I'm gonna go and tell my brother I love him as well. Do you still talk to your brothers? Is there any hope for the relationships? I have come to care about you, your well-being. So I just want to send you some thoughts and positivity. Jumpin' Jack, thank you, friend. I appreciate that so much. I've been painting for 6 days in a row. The painting I showed you is coming along nicely. I can't wait to show you a little sneak peek. How do you accidentally get drunk as a kid? You drink things, and then you're like, "Oh shit, what's happening to me?" That's probably how. Mm, I'm impressed you were ever a kid. I assumed you stepped out of the vortex. Just suddenly, the gob. Kinko, Melt is dyslexic. I had no idea. The more you know, friend. I might be mildly autistic as well. I think, if anything, high functioning. Like what I know about the symptoms of autism right now, especially high functioning autism, and reflecting on who I was as a kid, the type of things I got up to, you know, being in complete separation. Like I almost couldn't live without my earphones. I always had to have a stimuli so that I could ignore the tinnitus, the constant swing in the back of my brain. And Yossi, dude, but now I feel it's almost a superpower. Unfortunately, it comes with this mentality of extreme obsession, where we get it in our minds. This is something that I should be doing. And then we're like psychopaths about it or something. Like we just nothing can stop us. Nothing is like, oh, I like trains. He's like, what do you mean you like trains? I mean I like trains, dude. I'm gonna travel thousands of miles to go and see my favorite train. Yeah. And you're like, what? Oh, it's like, why would you do that? Because I want to see my favorite train. What do you mean? Why am I gonna do that? Superpower. Thank you. I know so many friends who have children with autism as well, and where society as a whole might see it as something, to be fixed. I see it as a genuine power, as an ability to express yourself as a human in this world in a way that is unconventional. It's unconventional and almost like a mutation. Like you become a mutant. Maybe like instead of mutants, we call them autistic. How about that? Superpowered individuals in their own right, overstimulated most of the time. But you can only be overstimulated if you are extremely receptive. Holy shit, God. My parents were also narcissists. I don't know if my parents. Somebody in the tramp womps, clamp on up. Beansy, gobbledygook. Thank you for the love, Jack. I suffer from depression. The really dark times are fewer and far between lately, so when the negative feelings get bad, it hits hard, as I'm no longer used to the feelings. Dude, that's relatable. I end up shutting myself in. I need to find a better way to cope. I don't think it's wrong to shut yourself in, but if you're shutting yourself in, make sure that all of it isn't spent in distraction, right? Like make sure at least I would like say 10%. 10% is a lot. I know it's a lot, but if you can manage that, I think it would be a lot healthier, a better way to cope if you want. It would also cause you to spend a lot less time shutting yourself in, which might be a benefit. I'm not giving you advice or telling you how to live your life, Greg's. But I know how you feel, friend. Like I reading your words was like reading my own. And that feeling of shutting myself in, like completely contracting away from everything. Right? And new friends have noticed that that is something that happens to me as well. When I spend time with myself again, really spend time with myself, no distraction, no cell phone, no music, nothing other than sitting, being. I I get myself out of that groove. I almost like I supercharge or accelerate the duration or the process in which I was going to have to feel those negative feelings. Instead of just continuously avoiding them and having them like being take off in layers, I get to like really sit down and eat the meal. Favorite book, Melt, as a kid, as an adult. Favorite book. Oh goodness, what's wrong with me? Favorite book as a kid, Lord of the Flies. Oh, that book made me think some things. Again, being faced with the reality of human nature. Goodness, that book made me think things. Oh, and favorite book as an adult right now, How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan. I feel is like one of the biggest contributors to the amount of work that I've been able to do with some of the information that I've had, from the world. Instead of having to find everything out for ourselves, we get to learn from one another. Thank you for asking, SS. How about yours, friend? How are you feeling today? Sounds like you are finding balance. Hope you are too, Jack. I knew you would do it, Beansy. Rambler, you're hilarious. I love it. Juju, love you. Beansy, I am as I am. Meet Morp. There we go. Meet Morp knows, dude. He is as he is. I don't know if you friends know, but that is actually the very first or one of the most significant quotes that God said to man. When man asked God, "Who are you?" Who are you, God? Give me a name so I can pinpoint you, so I can label you. And God said, I am as I am. I am who I am. Without having to be something, I am goo, melting. Love you, Brother Bear. I see you, man. My parents were like talking to me, to my auntie and uncles, and then I decided to drink 3 glasses of wine. Can't even remember the type. Really thought it was Rabinia undiluted. I was weird. Hope I forget about that. Nah, friend, it's an experience, worth having. Like all other ones are, might just not be something you want to have again. I too have severe depression. I found a mindset coach on YouTube that have helped me out of my darkness. Dylan James, give him a try. It might give you a happier perspective. Please do. Maybe it will help for you. Thank you, Maxine, for suggesting it as well, friend. Kinko saying I found another Rabina lover. Thank God. I don't even know what Rabina is. Mm, man, that sound is gorgeous. It's an amazing drink. Kinko. SS. Oddly, my boys 4 and 6 can enhance the feeling or banish it for hours depending on the moment. I can feel the kid like joy and wonder at times. Can enhance the feeling or banish it. Yeah, I think that's the duality. I was talking about that yesterday with friends, actually, SS, where I was thinking about it from this perspective of when you become a parent, the amount of responsibility you have becomes exponential to the point where you almost instantly lose the childlike perspective. But at the same time, you have children in your perspective and you get to see as them in their perspective, which gives you the childlike perspective. So it's this interesting duality that you bring into your life as well. It's so nice to have you friends here. Melty, are you sure you don't have ADHD? Yes, that too, Maxine. All of the HDs and I'm going to stop myself right there. I don't have anything other than this moment. I get to breathe. I get to feel things. I get to hear birds chirp. I get to look into the fractal of this tree. I get to drink some water. I get to be in this moment with beautiful friends. All of these labels are technically irrelevant when you can just acknowledge what you have. Doesn't everyone? Yep, there we go, jumping jack. I feel that as well, friend. I have ADHD at times. I want to. I don't want to, but I want to make sure you friends are all seen fun Sakato? Sakotash. Fun Sakotash. Interesting username. Love to you, friend. I read Change Your Brain by Timothy Leary, also a very good one. I recommend it, add scientific explanations to how the conscious process of the fast read, only 90 pages. It is a fast read, but I feel the information is very. How can I say this? How can I say exactly what I feel? We still don't actually know. Let me say it that way, Gregs. So again, my perspective is to only give information from a speculative perspective. What if? What if? Imagine this. What is it gonna do? What changes could it imply? Instead of it being like this is in fact how it works. 100%. It is a good read though. Thank you, Gregs. Man, what even is organization? I don't even organize. Just set things down and leave. Horizontal surfaces. The best friend of people that put things down. Pollen, so good. I used the food showbread episode in my middle seventh grade cooking class. Favorite book is Hard. I read the Lorax to my kids regularly. I love sci-fi. Stone Sky and Forever War are ones that stand out. One of the things that really stand out for me, at least in this moment, is just Terry Pratchett. Goodness, that dude's way of writing. Also so beautiful. Thank you for sharing, SS. That's a lot of negative stigma behind it. But remember, everyone's experience is different. It can be life changing. It opened up so many possibilities for my future. Psychedelics? What exactly, Maxine? There are a lot of negative stigma behind it. I'm guessing psychedelics. Love reading. Interested. I'm not missing anything, am I? You can't understand until you try the meds. Don't do it justice. Words don't do it justice. Has the meds been helping that much, Maxine? Please do let us know. Adderall naughty. Oh! Oh yeah! Oh no! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! No, I understand. I do understand. We have Concerta here in South Africa, and my parents got me Concerta during high school, but I almost failed math because of it, because you shouldn't be drinking Concerta alongside antibiotics. Surprise, surprise. Nobody told me this, but I was extremely sick, drinking antibiotics and taking Concerta at the same time. And it literally, I guess, like this is the way that I'm understanding it right now, that there was something wrong with the way it was being digested because of the literal nuclear bombs I was throwing inside of my microbiome. This is before I actually understood the impact of putting things inside my body. Before I started figuring things out for myself, rather, I think is a good way to say it. But it was quite surreal because it gave me like double vision where I couldn't focus. And I didn't know if I was more high or less high, if I was more focused or less focused, but it was extremely unnerving. But yeah, Adderall is basically, I believe Adderall is, I know for a fact Concerta is that way. I think Adderall might be that way as well, where it's basically the methamphetamine molecule flipped and then bonded to itself again. So instead of it just being this molecule in the shape that it bonds to your brain with, it's this molecule mirrored onto itself and then bonded to itself. And it means that it takes longer for it to really bond with the cells, and its affinity for little receptors are a little bit lower as well, which means it's not as bad as meth and it can be a little bit slower release. But yeah, dopamine dopamine is quite something, especially with ADHD because it gives you a sense of focus, a razor focus. You know, you get to really become entrenched in something, and it's a beautiful experience. But it is unfortunately, because of that beautiful experience, very addictive as well. Extremely addictive. And I feel the way that I've been trying to, if at all, bring it into my life. So I can tell you, friends, I have a bottle of Concerta pills right now that I got in January, and I have 10 left, and there's 30 in a bottle. So over the last, this is the eighth month, over the last 7 months, I took 20 of them. To me, I mean, that is technically, in my opinion, of psychedelics, not a healthy use pattern. Like I definitely haven't taken 20 psychedelic trips in the last 7 months. That would be almost too extreme. But it's not too extreme for me to sit down and type for 3 hours, right? And that's the thing that bothers me as well about myself sometimes is this feeling of I call myself Meltmore, but I'm more rigid than ever. And I'm bringing it back. So that's the only point I'm trying to make really right now, Maxine, is to use it as a means to show yourself what you're capable of instead of it enabling you, right? Like it is not the thing that has the power. It's just helping you use your power and becoming addicted to your power instead of to the power it gives you. I still haven't gotten it though. It's okay, King Co. I'm being prescribed dexetamine. I don't know what that is, unfortunately, King Co. I still haven't gotten it though. It's hard to interpret how psychedelics really work as it seems. Not many people have had the same experience exactly. Some of what Leary said in the book was good, but it's true. He seemed to try to rationalize the unknown. And that's what we all do, Greg. So that's what we all do. Like, I'm happy that you understand where I was coming from. That is what we all do. But it's difficult. It's difficult because the unknown is actually the infinite, right? It's the known knowns, the known unknowns, and then the unknown unknowns. And it goes like known knowns, 0.000000001% of known knowns. And then it goes known unknowns, and it goes like 1%. And then all of the rest is the unknown unknowns. Stuff we don't even know we don't know. And it goes, for me, like, I mean, I do the exact same thing, Gregs. And some of the stuff that I sometimes come up with sounds like an absolute insanity. So, who am I to say? Mm. Eden, love to you, friend. How nice to see you in the space with us. Thank you for joining us. We've been sending so much love to Corey and little, Fruit Cup. It's nice to have you on the other side here with us. Mine is extended release. I don't feel high or like I'm on something. It makes me feel normal, as in normal for the first time in my life. I know. You're like, oh, now I can sit down and do things. Is this how it feels to be able to sit down and do things? Huh. Why have I not had the urge to not to do what I'm doing? Oh goodness, wow. I can just continue doing this. I don't have to be anywhere else or check my phone or go and get something to eat or go and look outside or pet my cat or nam nam nam. Yeah, it's a trip. It's a trip, Maxine. I don't know anything. Amphetamines, slippery little devils. Oh yes, they are. And they're great, for that reason. They sell really well. Yes, but yes, really. Do you ever get so tired, even though you've slept properly, your eyes feel heavy and you can't really comprehend things? I do, and then I drink like 2 liters of water. It helps 95% of the time, Kinko. Make sure you stay hydrated, but beloved friend, you're kind of you kind of blank out too. Drink enough water, friend. Adderall turns me into a superhuman. I felt normal and functional, quieted down my racing thoughts, but I can't get past my aversion to meds. Yeah, that's the thing that I have that's stopping me as well, Javan. And the way that I've balanced it is by exercising and dieting and taking cold showers and meditating, which is like all of this work, versus being able to take meds. Facts melt, the layers of what we don't know is infinite, literally. It is beautiful though, that's the cool thing about these spaces is because we get to continue exploring that infinity for the infinite. Sometimes we don't get, then we do check what goes on in our bodies. I flush my system when I get that way. Even fasting, fasting is great for that as well. In school, all my friends were taking it to get high. I took some and got so focused and chill, yet motivated. I realized something that day. I think we all might be ADHD individuals. The ability to think linear, it was a whole new world for me. Because, like, our minds is like, at all times, right? And then the Adderall kind of brings it into a swing. But I believe we're capable of that swing by ourselves. I do believe it, even though it's so difficult. It's uber difficult. I do believe it's possible. I'm still trying to figure it out. So if you know, teach me, please. What do you mean flush your system? Drink enough water and don't eat food, maybe? Lol. Beachy Beach, love yous. I'm grateful. I woke up early enough to see you all. Hopefully, I can keep it up and see you all tomorrow. Thanks, Mel. Space is always open to you, friend. And even, if you think about the space, we're there with you too. You're unblocked finally. Woo-hoo! Thank you, Eden, for making sure, friend. Well, it feels to me like you are kinda internet famous. Does your family and friends have any opinion on your streaming streak and what it means to you? And all your friends in the audience, do they think it's weird at all? I'm definitely not internet famous. Thank you though, friend. I don't necessarily want to be. I feel like the process of being famous is something that is so constructed, right? Like if you want to be famous, there's a formula for you to follow. It's very simple. You go and look at what people are doing that have millions of followers, and then you do that, and then you can also have millions of followers. I would rather jump off 5 bridges, jump off one bridge, fall on the bridge below, and then jump off 4 more times, than do these. Oh man, and it kills me because I'm trying to make my own spin on it, right? Do my own style of it, but it's difficult. It's difficult. My friends and family don't really talk about it much. They tell me to stop. They be like, "Yeah, bro, aren't you like crazy or something? You know, don't you need to rest?" And I'm like, "Aren't we resting right now?" That's usually my answer to them because we're like sitting in a calm environment. At the end of the day, I've done my stream, or before I do my stream, and they're like, "Oh, you need to rest. You're gonna kill yourself." I'm like, "But I'm resting." Here we are, resting right now, having a chill conversation. So I don't know if it's seen as a good thing by my loved ones. I think maybe they see the love that we share in this space as a good thing. But it's a good question, SS. I haven't really thought about it. Thank you for asking it. Maybe they think it's weird, maybe a little bit. Ginkgo. I ask because fame feels pretty toxic ultimately. I think so. I do think so, right? Because it becomes this separation again. It's a, oh, this person is this and I am that. When that is not, I'm just a person, slimy sleeve. Like I'm not only just a person, but I'm like some dude sitting on a farm somewhere in South Africa. This is not, in my opinion, what famous looks like. So it's like completely separated from it. And I wanted to continue being that way. Like the toxic, almost in like Hollywood persona of what it means to be famous has already started melting. If you look at the whole debacle with Will Smith, that is straight up this famous toxic, glamorized lifestyle melting apart. Our society is like actively watching the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. Like that is us as humanity actively detangling ourselves from this deification of people in a certain lifestyle, believing that, oh, these people and these lifestyles, that is the lifestyle, that is the people to be. When this experience you're having is the ultimate experience because you are, as all of us, conscious of it, aware in this experience right now. The likelihood of you being in this experience is infinitesimally small, and yet here you are. And that's the thing we're going to be starting to celebrate in the future, I believe at least. Actively encouraging one another to recognize themselves in the same, like one of the quotes that I believe, and everybody has said everything, but this is a quote that I came up with myself, mantra for myself, is believe the same things about yourself that you believe about your heroes. Believe the same things about yourself that you believe about your heroes. Because your heroes were a person just like you. Might have different opportunities, different environments, but you don't have to be that person. You get to be you. And that's the beauty of it. So thank you, friend. I question if I have ADHD a lot of the time. I do think normally. It's called a cleanse. I drink water and white vinegar for about 2 days and let my body purge toxins. I follow up with 3 days of raw veggies and very little carbs. I get a very strong effect on the physical center. I found out what you need. Very nice. Thank you for that advice. I love it, Jumping Jack. I was diagnosed with ADD. I don't have racing thoughts and I talk all over the place. I just don't pay attention, I guess. I mean, it's an experience worth having, Kinko, still. It doesn't make you any less. Hello, Sasa! Nifio, have you ever been recognized on the streets by as no Kinko? I'm like not even close to. I'm like far, like decades away from that. uh, I wonder about that though. Like I honestly believe I'm gonna be as ecstatic to see someone else as they're gonna be to see me. And I see how that could be seen as toxic to friends, you know, where I might be out with friends in the world, and then there's people that recognize me and want to spend some time with me, and then I could inevitably be taking time away from the loved ones that I have and that I want to give some of my time to. So it becomes a whole other dilemma. But we're showing up for love, so love is gonna come with all of the love that it has. Have you ever been recognized? No, well said. Recognition and interest is healthy and quiet and quite beautiful. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's gather ourselves. Thank you, Eden. Recognition and interest is healthy and quite beautiful, but idolizing people and things, I think, kind of tips over the point of what's healthy. We're all idols, yes. Pointing out some individual is weird. We're all famous to me. The fact that we can recognize each other, see a name, Rambler. Rambler is famous to me. Now, SS, Slimy Sleeve, is now famous to me. King Ko, I've seen you multiple times before, is famous to me. Ninja Peach, famous to me. Maxine, or well, her name is These Are the Beans, famous to me because I see you and I recognize the being. I see the fractal of who you are behind that, and that to me is more than fame, right? Like when I think about famous people, I think about the roles that they played, but all of these roles that they played weren't actually them. So sure, I recognize this famous person, but with all of these roles attached to it, instead of recognizing you as a person, with you playing your role as a beloved mother to a little fruit cup, as Rambler, as SS taking care of her kids. We get to play these roles and we get to recognize one another and see one another for these roles, these actual roles we're playing, not for pretend roles. Glad you're on the journey to getting better. Good luck. Thank you for sharing that love, friend. Much better, never meet your hero saying. That's a much better version of never meet your hero saying. I think so, right? Because in that, You recognize that you're capable of bad things as well, separation as well, as your heroes might be. So, thank you, friend, for tuning in with that as well. I'm upset in life right now. I have no friends. My only friend treats me like crap and acts toxic if it makes me unhappy. Man, I feel that. I can only tell you what I did. I removed myself completely from that experience. That's back. Good more good friends live here. Good friends live here. Yeah, I was like, that's what I wanted to say as well. Jumping Jack Jumanji, but I'm so careful about stuff like that because I don't ever want to tell you friends or pretend that this space is any more significant than your life will be. Quite the contrary. I think your life in the outside world will be the significant one to live. But the fact that we get to live alongside in these technological worlds is a very different in understanding and experience. Hello, Papa! Oh, my dad's on the phone. I feel like all these beautiful and faceless people are becoming closer to my heart than most. I shared with a friend today that I honestly feel like you friends are closer to me, understand me better than my actual family does. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but it is something that can make people averse, right? So scared of connecting with someone with something, believing that it should be one way or another. Have you talked to your friend about how you feel? You probably did and got ridiculed for it. Know that you deserve better than that, friend. Is the only thing I can say. Good friends live here. Jack, same. I look forward to the stream every day. Not starting my morning with all of you messes my day up. Maxine, you're so loved. Okay, I don't know if I'm at liberty to share this. Hello, Pa! Uh, but one of the things that Maxine was manifesting before she found the space is friends. You know, Maxine had this intention to have friends in her life that see the world that she in the way that she does. And then she found this space, and I can guarantee you that not only has Maxine found friends that she would like to have, but Maxine is a friend I would like to have. So it's such a genuine blessing that we have been able to make this connection, literally separated by thousands of miles. Like I would like to do the math of how far every single one of us are separated from every single one of us. How much distance every single one of us would have to travel to one another if we wanted to see one another and have this moment. And yet, here we are having it. So thank you, friends, for being here. My only friend is online. We've been friends for 3 years. Reach out to someone here, Kinko. Reach out to someone here, friend. Maybe you can make a new friend. I would like to mention our Papa, Corey's grandfather, is experiencing his last days on this physical plane. Please send some good vibes to him that he may take the next journey peacefully and without pain. I don't know if this is insensitive. I don't think it is. It's insensitive if I make it so. I'm going to smoke this bowl with the intention of Grandpappy, Ninja Grandpappy. Would you like to share his name, please? I'll wait, Ninja Peach. Like if you're willing to, I would like to say his name out loud. These brief moments that we share are a great reminder for what we intend. A venture out into the world, and I carry all of you with me in my thoughts. Jumpin' Jack, as we do you, dude. Like that's the crazy thing about this space as well now, is the fact that we have it. Like this space can't ever go away. That thoughts, that space we have inside of ourselves where we know love is true, it never goes away. Louis, or is it Louis? Might be Louis. Is it Louis or Louis? Because in Afrikaans, that name we say Louis. And the crazy part about it is, Eden, my uncle, my mom's brother, and my cousin, who is getting married, that I told you friends about like yesterday, I think, is getting married in October, is also a Louis. So Do let me know how I'm supposed to say it, Lewis or Louis, and then we're going to send him some love. I thought Speechy been thinking of the Ninja fam since he mentioned it briefly in the Discord. So much love to you and the family. Thank you for sending that love. PNW USA here. Thousands, like hundreds of thousands of miles of space and time we're transcending right now. Hundreds of thousands of miles and thousands of hours worth of space and time being transcended right now in this moment. I'm trying to be happy for him because he wants to move on. Like, I can't imagine how difficult it must be. First one, Louis. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Love, Louis. Thank you for the love, Jovan. Thank you for the love, Maxine. Thank you for the love, for the God. I have a husky named Louis. I call him Wooey in baby talk. Louis, Wooey. Like the synchronicities again, Louis. The synchronicities again. I'm tripping out, Eden. So I feel this is perfect to be able to celebrate and love the life of Louis. That if not for Louis, no Corey. If not for Corey, no relationship. If no relationship, no little fruit cup. To recognize the fractal of Louis, the life that he's lived, and his soon departure from this plane of existence. Not being gone, never being gone. Recognizing him here, now. Yo, thank you for the love, Puppy. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Calls me Suki and bitch. If I hint at the fact that I'm upset, I honestly don't want to be friends with this person anymore. I just don't enjoy it. It sucks. My only friend treats me like that, like this. It kind of hurts. Well, Ginkgo, for what it's worth, there are more people in the world that you haven't even had the opportunity to love yet. And I believe in you, friend. I don't know if you believe in you, but I know that you're going to still have many more beautiful relationships. It's just a matter of time. When we will miss you, Louis. Thanks for staying here as long as you have. Thank you, Jumping Jack, for sending that love as well. Hey, Miss Molly, I was talking about you yesterday, friend. Sending healing to all of you. You too, Mel. Much love and a wonderful day. I saw an 8 geometry flower made with my clothes colors today. But when I closed my eyes for Louis, I saw initially a martini glass with a little, toothpick and olives on it. And it was almost like the field of vision synced down and it went to this place of tension where I felt like I was holding on to something. And then I realized I was holding on to something and then I released. And then as I released, it brought me up to this triangle with an eye in the middle of it. but it wasn't like a human-esque eye. It was more like a representation of an eye with this outwardly protruding, almost like opal, like blue, dark blue opal. I don't know if dark blue opal exists even, but that's kind of the way it was like represented. Dark blue opal with like a pupil in the middle of it. Sending love to Louis. Thank you so much, friends. That's not a friend. Dump that negativity. 100%. Thank you. Thank you, JV, for encouraging, the shedding of old, redundant layers. You guys are so beautiful. I will share this with Corey. We love you. We love you, Corey. We love you, Louis. We love you, Eden. Love and well wishes to Ninja Louis. Thank you so much. Gobbly Enjoy. Everyone here is nice. I enjoy it. It eases my sadness. This is what we do it for, friend. Showing up every single day as an opportunity for serendipity in your life, the infinite life that you've lived, right? All of the stuff you've been through, the experiences, the joys, the sadnesses, has brought you here right now to be soothed by the love that we have in this moment. And you get to go into the world, from this place, knowing that this place exists. We show up for this space, friend. Thank you for showing up as well today. Sending love and comfort beach. Thank you, Jumping Jack. Kinko, surround yourself with people who make you feel loved and support you in a supportive way, in a positive way. This group is full of those kind of friends. Soak up the love and feel better. We love you. Like, subscribe to Haywire Hill. We have multiple friends. Cavel, Uncle Becky, Aunt B, Tate. You should check Tate out as well. I don't know if Nelson still streams on Reddit. You should definitely check out Sriracha. Also really cool. Beast Bellies. Check out PK Ripper. There's a bunch of good vibe people in this space. I don't know if Insane still streams. He might. I don't know. Love you guys greatly. Each day is a miracle, but it's only clear once I've also. You should definitely check out Gob streaming. Like, if you want, if you think I can help you not be sad, as soon as you see Gob's face, you're instantly going to be like, wow, love is true. Like, I honestly believe every single time I see Gob, he has this wisdom in goofiness in his eyes, like this dude knows things. But he's like coy about it. He's like holds all the cards, holds 16 A cards. A cards, aces. Not the traditional two, no, 16 of them. And then watches you flounder, bluffing with your with your twos. I love you so much, Gobbledygoo. Thank you, Brother Bear. Like, definitely check out any of us. King Co. There's so much love in these spaces for you, friend. Follow the Haywire Hill. My grandpa turned 101 years young 2 days ago. It was quite beautiful. 101 years of life. That stuff is genetic, Jumpin' Jack. That stuff is genetic, dude. You're gonna live very wrong. So wrong! Jumpin' Jack, we're gonna live long lives, dude. We're going to see each other become absolutely fantastical beings, living into our power, creating that which we know we're capable of. Holy moly, Jack. What a lifetime. Right? 101 years of existing on planet Earth. What a trip. Living legend. Actual living legend. Sheesh. I have a gobbly blush face. Yes! Yes! The fractal has been continued. God now knows, without a single shadow of a doubt, that love is in fact true. How about that? God has all the cards, wise beyond wisdom, literally. Oh, thank you for recognizing that as well, Eden. I know that's the right way to do it. Surround yourself with good people who appreciate you. I have such horrible people in my life, and I don't want to be like them. It's just hard to make friends for me. I haven't had friends in 4 years. Go to things and places you like going, and then you'll find people that go to things and places that you like going, and you'll find that they like to go to places and things that you like going. And you'll be like, wow, imagine that. We like going to places and doing things. And then you're going to be like, wow, let's do things and go places together next time. And you're going to be like, oh, that sounds like a vibe. And then, ta da! Now you have friends. It's worked every single time for me without fail. All you have to do is show up. You have to be like, hello, person that I don't know. How about we know one another? And they're like, wow, sure. I'll get to know you, friend. Get to know people, dude. You so got this. Go grandpa, what a legend, literally. Love God, bras. My current painting is actually inspired by him and Mel. Literally fractals embodied in a physical creation. Aren't you concerned about dangerous wildlife sneaking up behind you? I'm the only dangerous wildlife being right now. Amazing, what a start. No, you, Rambler. I tell you some stories one day. I look forward to it, Jumpin' Jack. We'll smoke a joint. Maybe even eat some mushrooms. Kings! King, you say you don't have friends, and yet you're in a stream of a bunch of new ones. Literally, here you are, showing up in places, doing things that you like doing with people that show up in places that do things that. Okay, I need to dance. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna get a light first, so we can have light. Yes. I'm a master with words, if you haven't learned. For a little as $1, you can support Mal. Thank you, Joy V. Thank you so much. She's right. You can, in fact, support me on the Patreon for as little as a single dollar. And if you give me a single dollar of your money a month, that's $1.11, to be honest. I'll. Oh my goodness! I pull this card so much. I need healing, apparently. This card is like, bro. How about you get healed, though? I think I pulled this card 5 times in the last 3 weeks. That's like an anomaly. The chances of that actually happening is, is concerningly minuscule. King, we got you. Yes, we do. So, as I was starting to trip out, thank you, Trevi, for sharing the Patreon. We do have a Patreon. I make flowers with the clothing I wear every single day, contorting reality, making something new out of it. And then I share that with you, like a like a lover shares a flower with his partner, or with, yes, political correctness. Yeah, flow, cleaning, cleansing, and healing. The flow of this legendary waterfall cascades over 7 pools, recognized as a place of restorative energies. These 7 pools were used to cleanse and heal warriors in old Hawaii. The multi-circular geometry of this flower of life. I cannot read right now, even. The multi-circular geometry of the flower of life is subtly embedded in the rocks surrounding the falls. Out of this configuration, 7 spheres are revealed, merging the flow of cleansing water with the 7 rainbow chakra spheres provides an opportunity to balance the etheric body as well as that of the three-dimensional world. This card counsels you to acknowledge the innate ability that you have to heal yourself, and to realize that as you progress towards personal well-being, you will be able to cleanse all manner of unwanted energies from heart and mind. As you stand beneath your shower, visualize the flow as cleansing and rejuvenating your body, mind, and spirit. As you observe the flow of water in rivers, oceans, or waterfalls, envision healing energy. In doing so, you not only support your own healing, but you also facilitate the healing of heart and mind for our collective consciousness. Each movement towards personal wholeness acts also upon the whole of reality. Each decision to choose wellness over injury heals also the body of our planet. Yeah, yeah. Love is true. King, we got you. You'll see the longer you're in a group, there is nothing to fear here, King. Everyone here is kind and welcoming, no matter how strange you think you are. We are the weirdos, but full of love. We are full of love because we are weird, and we know that weird people just want to be loved. So instead of looking for that outside in our world, we just show up as that in our world. And it has made all the difference. And you friends have taught me that actively. I feel you, King, so much more than I feel, I like to admit. But you can talk to people. You're just struggling at the moment, but you're working on it and you got this, friend. Thank you for trying, friend. You're already talking to people right now, dude. We embrace the weirdness, the eccentricities. I really appreciate this group of spirits. I am constantly rejuvenated by the love that flows here, as we are rejuvenated by you, Jumpin' Jack. That's the beauty, friend. Like that feeling you're having right now, you are contributing to that feeling for all of us as well. Right? You're sharing the same light that you are experiencing right now. It's a reflection. You. I have hope for the future. I hope I just find people like you guys. I guess it's better to stand out and fit in. We're here to show you that people like us exist, friend. Have hope. Have hope. Be this, and you'll find us. You already have. Can I get a card pulled? Maybe I get a message from Spirit. Sure, Kinko. Sure. Strange speech, normal. It's like I have the box like this, and then I have the cards in there, and then I shimmy my finger in between the cards, and then I clink, and then I that card out. So you have the visual of what I'm doing. Strange beats normal. Let's go. Yeah, like you're definitely not winning any prizes with a very normal work of art, a very normal TV show, a very normal song. Strange wins. Yo. Wow, yes, what up? Skittle up. This guard, yo. How about that for a message, Kinko? Spiraling into love, dude. Yo. That's you see, this is concerning now. Now this is your concerning territory for me. Oh, where it just feels like, how is this even real? How's life even lifing right now? And yet here we are having this experience. I'm totally tripping out that I haven't. Melita is here. Whoa, what a nice shamanic pipe. Is that handmade by someone close by? Yes, it is, Jovan. It is actually made by a friend of mine. She sells them. She sells them. It's so nice having you here, Melita. I've been thinking about you a lot as of late, actually. Whoa, what a nice shamanic pipe. It was handmade. Like, oh, you friends, healing waters. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Shannon. And this is a card for you. Whoa, what does the card mean? King Ko? I hope you're ready for this, friend. And again, this is noise. What you take out of it is what's important. Nothing else. Only have 5 minutes between meetings, so I wanted to drop in and say hi. Well, I feel it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. Hi to you, beloved Joel. It's nice to have you here with me, friend. This spiral helix, the spiral helix of our DNA whirls around this sacred couple and quickens communication of their intimacy. Human DNA helps connect us to the web of creation. It holds ancestral knowledge as well as future potential in a vast library of information. Also, swirling around this couple are spirals of possibility that they have only to recognize in order to activate. As they experience both human sexuality and universal love, this information stimulates the conscious decision to communicate with genuine intimacy. There are many styles of I cannot even read right now of the amount of I'm feeling. Phew. There are many styles of communication. Simple words may be efficient for making a statement or providing instructions. However, when concepts and emotions enter the exchange, words often fail to convey the message intended. This card asks you, this card asks that you view the way you communicate. Do you speak from your heart with respect and serenity? Do you truly listen to the people with whom you are speaking? Resolve to look into the eyes of the person with whom you are communicating and recognize the marvelous beauty of their being as they stand or sit before you. Observe both your own and the other's body language and feel their essence. Listen with discernment before you respond and formulate your words as if they are a prayer wanting to be shared. With gentle grace and positive intent, speak your truth in the most intimate way that you are able. How about that, Kinko? Thank you, friend, for asking. Yeah, you manifested that, friend. You asked, and then the universe was like, cool, this person believes they are worthy of receiving love. And the universe slapped you around with some love, dude. With literally the love card. The love card. That was also card 44, by the way. 44 is the number that I identify with. If you take this 44 and you melt it into one, it becomes the Degas, the melt more symbol to me as well. So it's like all of the frequencies have been tuned into, friend. I was so happy that I listened and pulled you a card instead of giving water back to the earth and getting the light so we can dance. We're gonna dance now. We're gonna go and dance. My phone still has some juice left at least. I'm back in a second. Gonna go get some light, and then we're gonna move our bodies. Hello, 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 hello. I am back. Oh, it's not that bad, at least. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to end the YouTube stream though. That's there we go. The exposure caught up. Shan, the bearded patriot, Dan. So nice to have you here, man. So much love to you, dude. Cannot tell you. I don't know if Melita's still here. I don't think so. Of course, it's number 44. Of course, Shan. How could it be anything else? Love the sound of the crickets. Love the sound of imagining your voice. I know what your voice sounds like right now, so I can in part imagine. Wait a second. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't take me out to dinner or anything, but they're friendly enough to not eat me. I think I will go swim with alligators today, jump and jack. Suddenly, extreme levels of concern, right? If I had a concernometer, I was like, kind of, there's nothing wrong in the world, everything is perfect. To, code red, say things as long as they're not having you for dinner. I mean, if they're little, maybe if they're tiny, even tiny crocodiles. I don't really know if I want to swim with them either. Okay, I'm gonna end the YouTube stream. Love you, friends. I'm gonna use it as my media device. I guess this is a way to say it. Love you. Thank you, YouTube friends. Okay, okay. And I'm also